Imagine a line more than 22,000 miles long that cuts through some of the most remote areas of the southern hemisphere.
And look what's up ahead of us! Look at this light!
The Tropic of Capricorn marks the southern edge of the Earth's tropical zone. It runs through southern Africa, Australia and South America.
This is just nature showing off.
Following the line will take me to beautiful but troubled regions of the world.
Ah, bloody hell!
Capricorn passes through areas of desperate poverty, political conflict and environmental devastation.
Just ripping it down. Look at this.
This leg of my journey takes me thousands of miles across Australia, through the red earth of the outback, to the tropical waters of the Great Barrier Reef. Critical role in the lives and survival of these awesome giants. It's a quiet spot where whales can bring their young to rest and put on. The salt company say their plans won't affect the whales, and they promise an economic boost to the area. But it was time for us to leave the coast and start our journey east across this enormous continent, more than 2,500 miles wide. We would be zigzagging along Capricorn, crossing the vast emptiness of Australia's outback. And the next morning, I met my companion for the first leg of my trip.
This is Stecky, who's going to be driving and guiding us across a large chunk of Australia. And for some reason, he seems to find our improvised hair nets to keep out the flies amusing. What is so funny about this, Stecky?
Well, if you don't open your mouth so much, you won't catch so many.
What was your advice for keeping the flies off?
Just ordinary black and gold fly spray.
Ordinary black and gold fly spray?
Personal insect repellent. It's just, have a look. Just spray it on yourself.
All right, I'd be quite pleased to get rid of the...
And sandflies, midges. You can spray your face with it. Close your eyes, spray your face.
I'm very trusting. Is it okay to use?
I think it stings a little.
All right. What's this past the salt? Salt 100 years of opportunity.
That's the local campaign for the salt, for the evaporated ponds over in a salt mine on the other side of the Gulf.
So you're actually, you're in favour of it?
Oh, definitely. You can't stop progress. It's a good industry, but the town's divided a bit. So progress, we need a boost in our economy quite a bit.
Why?
Because it's just the way it happens. Yeah? It's all going ahead. West Australia, land of milk and honey.
Western Australia is enjoying a huge economic boom. This state, bigger than Western Europe, is stuffed full of valuable natural resources. But it hasn't always been the land of milk and honey. In the 1930s, miners started hacking thousands of tons of asbestos out of rocks here in the beautiful Pilbara region. A large asbestos mine was situated next to what's now the Karijini National Park. The mine closed down 40 years ago, and the nearby town of Wittenoom has been in decline ever since.
The town that is still there, but it's now closed.
And why is it closed?
Because the government considered the asbestos is now hazardous to our health. The dust is quite contagious to our lungs, so therefore the government in its best interest now closed the mine.
Becky, can you just slow down? Let's have a look. What does this say? Warning. Asbestos fibres and dust are present and may be airborne in and around Wittenoom. Let's not try to kick up too much dust if we can. Let's just drive in nice and slow.
We'd studied the risks posed by visiting Wittenoom before making the journey. Reports suggest the threat to visitors is low, but the signs made me nervous. The state government has said the nearby mine is the most asbestos-contaminated area in the world. So we plan to make just a short visit to the town.
Look at this, you've got houses here that are overgrown with weeds growing in the gardens, and boarded up there. This is creepy.
When the nearby mine was operating, this was a dangerous place. Studies estimate hundreds, possibly thousands of workers have died from cancer after inhaling toxic fibres while mining the asbestos-lined rocks. The town of Wittenoom has been dying for years. Almost everyone has moved out. The government has flattened houses and taken the town off maps. But a few hardy souls are refusing to leave.
Hello. All right. Would you be Meg?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Meg.
Meg and Frank Timewell are two of the 8 stalwarts who remain.
Who would want to go anywhere else bar living here? Look at those mountains. Beautiful.
Frank's been here in the Pilbara for more than 4 decades. But the couple have now been offered government money to leave.
Some people say that Wittenoom is the site of one of the great industrial disasters in Australian history. Why do you want to stay here?
It's our home.
Yeah.
This was the first house built in Wittenoom.
This cost me
This was the first house in the town.
first house in the town. It cost me $1,000 to buy.
How much is it worth now?
Well,
It's
the,
not worth
the
it,
government
nothing.
reckon it's only worth $40,000.
It's nothing because we don't want to sell it. It's our home. So we don't have a value on it.
It's a bloody insult to come and offer us $40,000 for our home of all these years.
Is it not possible that the government just wants you out just because they're worried about your health and they're trying to protect you?
That's crap.
Sorry.
Absolute crap.
Despite evidence the threat from asbestos has declined, the local government isn't taking chances and wants Meg and Frank out. Gradually, all lifelines to the town have been cut.
What services have you lost then? What's been turned off by the government or the council?
We've lost our power through the power grid. We now have to provide our own water, rubbish collection, street lighting, road maintenance. We've lost our postal services, police. The only thing that we haven't really lost is our communication.
And the other thing you haven't lost is each other. Because
Wow.
the two of you
We
are
will
quite a
never-
formidable partnership, aren't
We
you?
will never lose each other. Despite any adversity, we will never lose each other. In actual fact, this has made us all the more resilient
Yep.
and the more determined.
And we just not bloody all going. And Mr. Government can't kick us out. Because it's free old country.
It's our country.
It's our
It's our home. As I said,
Otherwise, we'll have to get Pilbara law going.
Pilbara law.
we don't talk about Pilbara law.
Meg's trying to stop you there. What could that be?
Pilbara
What have
law?
you done to these people? Are we going to go? We're going to drive down the road. We'll find bodies hanging from trees.
No.
No, we will deal to them as they deal to us. If they steal our gear, we will steal some of their gear.
Have you been?
Not their life, of course.
Not their lives.
No. But we might break a leg or an arm or, just teach them a lesson of some sort. But I'm not saying we would. Oh, crap.
No.
No.
Perish the thought.
No, that'd be terrible. We're going to start.
Meg and Frank are a tough outback couple, determined to stay right where they are.
Is it a long way?
But there's not much of the town left for them to stay for. It's been pulled down around them. Even their local church has gone.
So just around here, in this area, is where you got married.
Yes. Come over here, love. You were standing on that side of me, if you remember.
Yes.
No, that's where I want you to come over here. Because when we were getting married, he was so nervous, I had to put the ring on Frank's finger. And instead of getting this hand,
Left it.
I
Tried
leaned
to put
across and I was trying to push the ring on his finger. It wouldn't go on the knuckle. And I'm thinking, what have I done wrong? Frank said, here, give it to me. And he pulled it out of my hand and put it on this finger himself. But this would have been roughly where we were standing,
Somewhere around about
arm in arm.
I find it sad, and I think you two are amazing to have been able to put up with it. It's more than
If
a lot
you
of people
let it
could
get
face.
to you, it destroys you more. It makes
Yeah.
you bitter and you get ill from the stress.
We knew it had to go, so that's it. Let it go.
Asbestos can be deadly, and I can understand why the authorities might want to get the residents out and bury Wittenoom. But I think the state government might have met its match in two of the most extraordinary characters I've met on my journey around Capricorn. The next morning, I hitched a ride in one of the world's biggest trucks. It's called a road train. This 50-metre giant cost £500,000, and today it's carrying 120,000 litres of fuel towards the Tropic of Capricorn and the town of Newman. Graham Wilcox, owner of the Capricorn Roadhouse, the local petrol station, was giving me a lift. He's making a small fortune out of the extraordinary resource boom gripping the area.
Can you just explain to me what is this resource boom? What is happening in this resource boom?
Well, it's all the minerals in the ground around this area. It's all the iron ore, which goes to make steel, and the countries like China and India that are starting to lead the world market. They need the resources to make the steel. We've got the iron ore that makes it. And like 10 years ago, there were 6 mines in this area. Now there's 18. So with China going, they say China's going to go for another 8 years, and by that time India will be online, and we'll go for another 10 years after that. So the resource boom for Australia is looking good.
Just up ahead, there's a sign by the side of the road that says Tropic of Capricorn. Ah, fantastic! I feel we have to... We're on the line. Okay. Well, thank you very much indeed for that ride, Graham. Much appreciated.
My pleasure, Simon. Hope you enjoyed your trip down to Capricorn
We're here.
in a road train.
We're back on Capricorn. Fantastic.
Newman, the town at the heart of the resources boom. Workers are flooding here from all over Australia to make a quick buck.
Well, you can see they're bringing in houses on the back of trucks now because there's such a need for accommodation in this town to try and cope with all the influx of new workers.
And this is what the boom is all about. Mount Whaleback is the world's largest iron ore mine. It's more than 3 miles long and a mile wide. Each year they dig up 22 million tonnes of iron ore to send to Asia to make steel to feed the world economy. People from across the country are packing in office jobs and coming here to drive huge mining trucks for huge pay packets. Justin Edwards is one of them.
What brought you here?
Money.
In a nutshell.
Money. Yeah.
What were you doing before you came here?
Bricklayer. Then I tried to get out of the physical work side of things and get into suit jobs. I did sales, and then I got done become a recruitment agent for a bit, and then it just didn't suit me. I'm not a suit person at all.
You're originally from Melbourne. How did you hear about Newman?
I actually had a mate I worked in sales with about 5 years ago, and I didn't hear of Newman until about January, halfway through January this year, and the end of February I was here just to try it out.
As quickly as that?
Yeah. But since we've been here, like, I was originally going to be me and a partner here for 2 years, and now we really can't see ourselves leaving in the short term. Might turn that into 5 or 6 years because it's just so cruisy, you know, better lifestyle too.
Justin drives the monster of all dump trucks. In a country where wages are lower than in the UK, workers here can earn £50,000 to £75,000 a year.
This is your truck?
It is. This is mine.
for the day. Before we start, we have to walk around the truck for any damage. Walk under here.
You walk under the truck.
Look at the engine, all the way along there. Any oil leaks or anything like that?
This is the engine up here.
These beasts, when full, weighing at nearly 400 tonnes, the same as a fully laden jumbo jet. I left Justin to go and work his shift and headed down to the railway yard.
In front of us just here is the end, or at the moment it's going to be the front of a huge train. Trains from here are the longest, heaviest in the world.
Trains leave the mine every day, each filled with around 26,000 tonnes of iron ore.
This iron ore down here is going to be sent to the coast. It's going to be put onto boats, taken to China and turned into consumer goods that China is pumping out at this ferocious rate. It's extraordinary, really, because this is globalization. This is what is feeding this great Chinese economy that's emerged in the last few years. It's these raw materials like this coming out of the ground here in Australia.
As the train headed off north, I continued my journey east. I followed Capricorn into another country-sized chunk of Australia, the Northern Territory. We flew to Alice Springs in the baking centre of the continent. Around 600 miles from the nearest beach, this is the centre of the outback. Alice is home to more than 24,000 Aussies living the desert life in air-conditioned comfort. As we explored the town, I came across a refuge for one of the country's most famous residents.
Who just spotted on the other side of the road this kangaroo rescue centre, a baby kangaroo rescue centre. I've got to have a look.
Joey's orphaned on the roads around Alice are cared for by Chris Barnes, outback man turned surrogate kangaroo mum.
What are the names of these two?
Well, this little one here is Tilly Grace, and this little one here is Amy. So one little girl, this little one's about 5.5, 6 months, and the other one's about 6.5, 7 months, at a guess. Once you've got them in a pouch and you hold them to your body, the breathing and the warmth of your body, that motion of the body, just calms them right down. You don't have them in the bag, they're going to kick you in the face. So
I've got to ask, can I hold one next to my little beating chest?
Certainly, mate, certainly.
Right?
Well, I'll pass Amy on to you. Just make sure she doesn't kiss you.
Does she often try that?
She can do. She does with me and my partner, because we're mum, and baby kangaroos actually do take a lot of saliva from their mother's mouth.
How far does your devotion go?
We take it all the way, and I've given up my job now. I don't work anymore other than running the Kangaroo Rescue Centre to talk with travellers. That's the whole idea, trying to educate people to the fact that a dead animal out here is not just a dead animal. It could have a baby still alive in its pouch.
So check the pouch.
Check the pouch.
Kangaroos have an unfortunate habit of jumping out in front of cars. We'd been warned against driving at night because of the high chance we'd hit one. Chris takes in about 80 joeys a year, hand-rearing them to 16 months until they're ready to go back into the bush. Alice Springs is becoming famous as an important centre for Aboriginal paintings and culture. Aboriginal people have been here for tens of thousands of years, and their extraordinary artwork adorns gallery walls around the town. The paintings are internationally prized, with price tags to match.
This is number 8, so this is about £11,000. Okay, 12's not too bad. It's still costly, it's about 1,500 quid. This is about £4,000. about £3,000. Number 52. And it is fantastic, but that is about £20,000.
The paintings tell ancient stories of the first people of this land. But the recent history of the Aboriginals is perhaps the darkest aspect of this country. And at the moment, Aboriginal people are at the centre of one of the biggest controversies in Australia. I needed a guide to take me out into the Aboriginal heartland, traditionally closed to outsiders.
Hello, hello. We've just come to meet up with a guy called Vince, who's a respected member of the Aboriginal community. I don't know who this is. Good morning, Vince.
How you going?
I'm all right. Hello, Simon.
Yeah,
hello.
welcome, Simon.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome, welcome.
Is this what they call a swag?
Yes.
That is the swag.
That's the swag.
That's not a good one, but it is one.
That's my precious swag. Can Daddy use your swag? This has got your name on it, eh? Can Daddy use your swag? Daddy gonna go bush. Yep. All right, then Daddy can use your swag. Very concerned. You always travel with your bed, eh?
Very
You
sensible.
can lose everything except your swag.
As long as you've got that and a glass of water, you can survive.
Vince Forrester, an artist and Aboriginal elder, agreed to take me to visit some remote communities. He lives an integrated life with his wife in Alice Springs and campaigns hard for Aboriginal rights. And he hasn't lost touch with the outback traditions. On the way out of Alice, he thought he'd spotted something in the undergrowth.
You see him? He's about that long.
What were you looking for, Vince?
I was looking for a printer.
What, a goanna?
A lizard about this long.
Right.
And when we see one, you can hypnotise him.
You can do what?
You can hypnotise him, eh? When he walk along, you say word, ulbulu, ulbulu, ulbulu. And he turns his head that way so you can hit him. Get him.
And is it good? Is it good eating?
Oh, white meat, like chicken. Yep. But lot gamier, of course, and is not as tender as a chicken.
We were too late for any hypnotism. The lizard had got away. But Vince took the opportunity to stock up on a bit of bush medicine.
When you have a wound, it will not stop bleeding. You put this in the hot ash of the fire, then you run the smoke over the wound. This will congeal the blood, stop the bleeding, but also got antiseptic in it.
Antiseptic as well?
Yeah. There's one here, a bit loaded now. You can cook these like beans in the hot ash of the fire. You eat these little seeds. Yeah. So this is my supermarket and my pharmacy, all wrapped up in one here, right?
While they still maintain some of the traditions of their hunter-gatherer past, most Aboriginals were forced or encouraged to live in permanent settlements decades ago. We travelled to Tijikala, a community of about 200 people just south of the Tropic of Capricorn. On the outskirts of town, we spotted someone who'd been a bit quicker than Vince at catching a bush tucker meal.
Where did you get it?
Not far from the home. Took off to climb up the tree. You know?
So you had to climb up the tree after him? Or you waited?
I was stoned him, man, with the axe.
And this was today or yesterday? Or?
Today.
Today. So it's a fresh kill, some fresh lizard, ready to be cooked just over here. You'll cook it on the coals after putting the sand on the top of it.
Ever since white settlers arrived in Australia more than 200 years ago, the indigenous people have been marginalised. Alcoholism, poverty, violence and poor healthcare means the life expectancy of Aboriginal people is now nearly 20 years less than white Australians. But I've arrived in the Northern Territory during a critical period in Aboriginal history. A recent government report has revealed that some Aboriginal settlements were rife with child abuse and suffering. A national emergency has been declared, and a powerful army-backed task force has descended on Aboriginal communities. So I've come here in the middle of a dust storm to meet the head of the task force, Major General Dave Chalmers.
This intervention is as a result of a study that was done into child abuse in remote communities. The intervention is primarily designed to protect children. There are many measures that we have to take, and these are measures to increase the level of policing in communities, to reduce the amount of alcohol that's coming into communities, to break the cycle of violence in communities.
The report said alcohol abuse was fueling widespread violence. So the task force is entering Aboriginal communities to restore law and order.
Government has tried many programs in the past to address some of these issues. I think the difference now is that for the first time, mainstream Australia has really understood that we have people living in third world conditions of poverty in Australia.
Can you understand why remote communities like this might feel a little bit intimidated, given the history of white and Aboriginal relationships, when you turn up in your combat fatigues? Can you understand how that's intimidating for them?
Sure, but I find that I'm not a scary guy, and most people, when I talk to them, well, then we get past that and get over that. I'd say, for example...
There's a shelter here, I think, between the cars, because the dust is going to start to get out of control. What do we say?
If you look about, you'll see that there are government officials from Department of Employment Workplace Relations, from Centrelink, our welfare organisation, from the Department of Education. So there's no army invasion.
After decades when the authorities left Aboriginal communities to run their own affairs, the government has now retaken command of dozens of settlements across the Northern Territory. Alcohol and pornography have been banned. The task force is even taking control of how Aboriginal people spend their benefit money. Some settlements have welcomed promises of improved healthcare and new police patrols. And there's no question that domestic violence has plagued many Aboriginal communities. To get to one of the communities at the very centre of the controversy, I headed south of Capricorn, towards one of the most important Indigenous sites in the country. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock.
Wow. Yeah. What a sight.
It's just a wow sight, isn't it?
It is this country's most famous natural icon, an image used to promote Australia around the world. Yet just a few hundred metres from the rock is Mutijulu, an Aboriginal community in the national spotlight for violence and abuse. It's Vince's hometown.
Again, my community that I belong to, just Mutijulu, just there. It's a third, or even if you could call it a fourth world community in this rich country. Them things didn't happen overnight. It took decades to create the poverty.
What about the problems of sexual abuse?
At the present time, we are being demonised in our own land, We're being demonised. Not every man bashes his wife. Not every man is a drunk. Not every man is a pedophile. They're saying that this is what we do in our culture. That's rubbish, that's lie, that's demonising, that's racism at its best.
Vince believes the problems in Aboriginal communities are caused by the appalling conditions people are living in.
If the Australian knew the truth, they'd be shocked. Hang on a minute. The conditions of the community, that's neglect from the government, so they're blaming the victim.
Vince invited me into Mutijulu, a community normally closed by law to outsiders. The people here own Uluru and receive a rent for its inclusion in a national park. But within sight of the Great Rock, the poverty and squalor was shocking. Alleged child abuse in Mutijulu was said to be one of the main reasons for the formation of the task force. Yet in the months since officials first appeared here, no one's been charged with sexual abuse. It's something that confuses Dorothea Randall, the secretary of the local Aboriginal Council.
Why was the community here targeted so intensively almost by the task force?
Well, that's a good question, because none of us in the community really understand that, because we don't know what we've done wrong.
Have you been told what the task force is trying to achieve here, what they're planning to do, or what the goal is?
There's no communication between the government and the community people, and I think that's what's really frustrating, you know, to individual people.
We're going past these houses here. Are people living in them at the moment?
No. You know, that's really, housing's very crucial here because we do have overcrowding problem. They need to be demolished or refurnished. Money's filtered down, but it never gets, by the time it gets down to the community, there's never enough. You know, on the other side of the rock, you know, tourists got everything. And people living on this side of the rock got nothing.
One of the most striking things about Mutijulu is the rubbish. The situation here is desperate, but I was puzzled why people haven't done more to improve conditions for themselves. It's as though the decades of deprivation have sent many Aboriginal people into a spiral of self-destruction.
The conditions are bloody shocking. You know, any person can see that. But this hasn't happened overnight. We've got to understand that.
It still seems hard to understand why this community is in the state it is.
Well, oppression, all that sort of thing there, and you know, I mean, and overcrowding of housing and all this type of thing there. You know, you see these houses, you've got 20 people in one house.
20 people?
In one house, yeah, you'll see them. So you can see.
I'd love to know what you feel, Vince. I mean, you've travelled.
My country has just been, look at the bloody rubbish. It'll take nothing to clean this up. Now, since the invasion has happened, what's going on? Of course, people are dropping the bundle and all that type of thing, you know.
Drop the bundle, what, they've sort of lost?
Hope.
They've lost some civic respect.
Yeah.
The task force says it wants to help communities and improve conditions and services. But the problems affecting Aboriginal settlements have deep, dark roots. That evening, the mood on the other side of the rock couldn't be more of a contrast. Each year, up to 500,000 tourists come to see Uluru.
What is it?
Hundreds of millions of years old, it is one of the most impressive natural sights on the planet.
Well, there's coaches pulling in here all the time, loaded, frankly, with wealthy tourists who are here, obviously, to see this incredible sight. You can hardly begrudge people the experience of a lifetime coming to Uluru, can you? But it does feel quite weird to have come straight out of the community, which is what, 10 minutes away down the road? And with the conditions you've got there, and then to see people having this much fun, it does jar.
The tourist industry makes millions here every year, but Vince's community, to whom this rock is so sacred, seem to get little benefit. After the visitors have gone, we sat down to watch the sunset.
Daytime, the tourist industry own Uluru. Nighttime, it belongs to me. I can come out, I can sit down, recharge my battery. We have stories of the land. I don't know how many ancestors of mine have walked through the sand that I'm putting my hand through now. I don't know how many generations.
Do you object to the tourists coming here?
If only we can benefit from the tourist industry, but in equal partnerships. They call that one Ayers Rock. Whose Ayers? I got Ayers in the back of my bum. If we can show the world our land, let us participate, hey? Let us show.
I came here, I've been very excited about coming to Uluru, seeing Uluru, and then you see how people are living just around it. I don't think it's going to change very quickly anytime soon. It was time to move on, leaving the Northern Territory and following the tropic east to the Sunshine State. Queensland is famous for its rainforests and tropical coastline. But I was travelling through its parched interior. The town of Longreach sits right on the Tropic of Capricorn. And there's even a monument to mark it. Well, it's not particularly big, but there you go. Tropic of Capricorn, line running across here, temperate zone here, a little bit chilly. On this side, the torrid zone, scorching. This is the planet turned on its side. This is north, this is south. This line here is the equator. This is the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere, and this is the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. Look, and we've got the sun up here at the top, but this really explains what it is. The Tropic of Capricorn marks the southern boundary of the tropics region of our planet. Longreach is famous throughout Australia as the home of the stockman. This is cowboy country, where the hats are big and farms are even bigger. But the future could be bleak for these stockmen, as they face up to a crisis that may one day affect us all. I drove south to visit a local farm to find out more. It was 3 hours away, just a short hop by Australian standards. The nearby hamlet is called Stonehenge, but this is far from green and pleasant Salisbury Plain. The area is the centre of a modern-day Dust Bowl. I think this is about as desolate as the planet can get. You look to the right, there is not a single tree or bush to the horizon. I was in the middle of the Big Dry, a harsh drought that has gripped vast areas of Australia. For miles I'd been crossing a farm called Eldwick, but the weather appeared to be on the turn. It looks as though that's rain. Whether it's enough to end the drought, I doubt it. It's a bit of an oasis out here. And here we are. This is Eldwick. Hello, hello. Hi, I'm Simon.
Yeah, I'm Donna.
Hi, Donna. Lovely to meet you. And this must be Peter. Hello, Peter. Simon. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Found us, eh?
Found you, yes. Eldwick is a farm or station, about half the size of Greater London. The population's a little smaller though. Just Donna and Peter Batt and a whole load of sheep and cows. They've been farming here for 19 years, and it seemed I might have brought a very welcome present with me. We've just got here, and I can just feel a couple of little drips. Little bit. But this is what they say about the English, they bring the rain with them.
That'll be good. If you can organise a couple of inches, that'll be excellent.
You'd welcome that, wouldn't you?
We would, yeah.
Sadly, the clouds were teasing us. After a few moments of a few drips, the rain was gone.
But that is a parched land.
That's
I'm just wondering if you find it a bit. Do you find it depressing?
Well, yes, I was just willing those clouds to, give us some rain, and I do look out here and think, why do I live here? But there's not many.
Why do you live here?
Yeah, you do.
on the best years, when you've had enough rain, what do you see out here?
Beautiful, lush, yeah, the ground's just covered in grass, and you know, when it's green, then when it haze off, it's that lovely yellow. We get magnificent wildflowers. It's just something you wouldn't believe. It's just beautiful.
And how many years is it since you've seen that?
7.
7 years.
Yep.
7 dry years.
7 dry years, yep.
7 years into the big dry, they're still struggling to farm this land. With the green grass gone, there's little for the animals to eat. So I headed out with Peter to feed his cows. Maybe it's just my eyes, but they're looking at you, or they're looking at us, and they're licking their lips.
That's it. They know what we're bringing.
Here we are, sir.
Righto, Sean. Shovel some in there. Look,
okay.
You'll have lots of
they're
friends.
already. Here they go.
Like you.
Here you go, ladies.
Every time
No,
I come
don't
out
be
here, I
scared.
tell them it's going to rain next week. I think they still believe me.
You tell them that every time?
Yep.
Oh, the poor girls. Some people obviously will attribute this to climate change, to global warming. What's your view?
Well, bloody hell, Simon. I don't know. The jury's still out, I think, but.
I mean, what does it mean to you out here?
We better go home and pack our port. If that's the case.
You think it will be the end?
Oh, well, I'm certainly not giving in yet, and by no means, but if the rain's going to stop, well, we stop, don't we? We can't.
Have you said to each other as a couple, if we have another summer, if we have another year with no rain, we're going to have to think seriously about leaving? Have you set yourself a target at all?
Another summer without rain? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, don't know. We certainly don't want to leave. We like it. We love living here, but economics will drive us away, won't it? We're living in hope that it's going to stay green as it is.
Australians have been among the world's worst emitters of greenhouse gas per head of population. And Australia may be the first developed country experiencing the effects of global climate change. But it's not just a problem for Australia. The big dry has helped push up world food prices. That evening, some of Peter and Donna's neighbours popped round for dinner. Next door is 60 miles away. Jim Nunn has been farming there for 24 years. What do you think about the scientists who say that the big dry is down to global warming?
Nah. Well, they look at it this way. Like, the world's been here for millions of years. It's not going to die in my lifetime, surely.
Sometimes nature works quite quickly.
No, I reckon it's a cycle. I don't give in, mate. I have not given in. It's a cycle.
You're pinning your hopes on this.
That's it. Well, what else can you do? Otherwise, just throw the towel in and what? What then?
So you carry on?
Carry on. Carry on. I mean, that's it. Carry on. And I can't see. No, I'm not going to chuck a towel in anyway. I'm just going to hang in here till they give in and give me some rain. They'll give in.
They'll give in upstairs.
Yeah, they'll
and
give in.
send
Give
you
me
some
my
rain.
40 inches they owe me.
They'll give in before you do, basically.
No, they will. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hope for that. Optimism is clearly vital in the outback. But scientists predict that over the next few decades, Australia's droughts will get significantly worse. If that's the case, this land will only get hotter and drier. The life of a farmer is tough, and the next morning Peter dragged me out of bed at dawn. Peter, I haven't ridden a motorbike for years. I can't even remember what you do.
What have you done to it, Simon? Give us a look, Simon. Let me have a look.
Let's get an expert on there.
What did you do? No, you adjusted to it.
You were talking to it the wrong way.
I'll give you talk, you do it properly. The farm covers almost 300 square miles. and Peter's animals can be a long distance from his front door. It was a 20-minute ride to where sheep needed moving to a different field.
So why are you moving them?
Into a paddock that has got some grass in it, not much, but some.
Grass?
It's not green grass, but
can it be?
We're going to put these sheep into here, and this is your last lot of sheep that are going into your last paddock that's got the last bit of grass on your whole land.
pretty well. Yep, that'd be about it, Simon. Yeah.
How big is this paddock?
That paddock we're putting in is 16,000 acres.
That's just colossal.
Trying to save it for, yeah.
What, for a rainy day?
That's it, yeah.
Or the opposite of?
Yeah, save it for an unrainy day. Yeah.
You know, you're always smiling and you tell a few jokes about it, but this is crunch time, isn't it?
Oh, well, I suppose it is really, but anyway. It's going to rain. Sure it is. Simple as that.
There's no green pasture, but Peter hopes the 25 square mile paddock will keep his sheep fed for a few weeks more.
Well done, Simon, well done.
Once this is gone, that's it. He either sells the stock or starts the expensive job of buying in feed.
Where to, Peter?
On the way back, we pass the reservoir that supplies their farmhouse.
So this is the dam for your house, or it's supposed to be?
House supply, yeah. House supply it is.
There's not a lot in there, is there?
No, it's had it.
When I hear the facts, it sounds pretty bad to me. But nothing is ever easy out in the outback, out on the land here, is it?
It's an easy life, it is. Yeah.
It's an easy life?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Come on! You've got 40-degree heat here.
But that's a big deal.
Bring it on. There's a lot easier ways of making a living as well, though.
Oh, yeah. Yes and no. Bloody pain ass when it doesn't rain, but that's part of the deal. Where we're living.
Let's go and get some brekkie.
Righto.
Throughout their history, the Aussies have been brilliant at adapting to the tough conditions of the outback. If the warnings about climate change prove true, it's a skill they're going to need. After breakfast, I left Peter and Donna and got back on the road. The last stage of my journey, a drive east along the Capricorn Highway for hundreds of miles. Leaving the heat and the dust of the outback, I headed for the warm tropical waters of the coast. I was leaving the Dust Bowl behind, but I couldn't escape the whole issue of climate change.
In this part of Australia, they're shipping out huge quantities of coal. What a graphic illustration. We've got a train coming back empty and another one going out full. But then just a few hours to the west of here, the environment is changing.
These trains wind their way to an industrial coastline, home to one of the largest aluminium plants in the world. To find out more about how climate change might be affecting Australia, I headed east, away from the mainland. As the world warms, out here is one of our early warning systems.
We're aiming for a tiny patch of land called Heron Island. It's home to one of the preeminent marine research centres in the world. It's slap bang next to Capricorn, and it's also at the southern end of perhaps Australia's greatest natural attraction, the Great Barrier Reef.
This is a tropical paradise. The waters teem with a multitude of colourful fish and exotic sea life. And this tiny dot of an island, less than a mile long, is home to up to 100,000 birds. But just what does the future hold for this stunning ecosystem?
Heron Island Research Station. Hello. Are you Dr. Ward?
Hi, I'm Selena.
Hello, Selena. Simon Reeve. Hello, nice to meet you. Hello. What hellish conditions that you live and work in.
Travelling hard, isn't it?
How do you cope? Just about.
Marine biologist Dr. Selena Ward is part of a team researching the impact of climate change on coral. She took me out for a walk on the reef flats.
This is a sea cucumber, beautiful things.
So soft.
Isn't it?
Now, what exactly is it?
It's a sea cucumber. Sorry.
Whoop,
it's spitting out that sticky tentacle. We don't really want it.
Right. So it shoots out super glue as a form of defence?
Yes, because they can't escape at high speed.
No.
Another trick they have is that if something is about to try and eat it, it can spit out its entire digestive system and leave it behind in the hope that the predator will just eat that bit and be satisfied and let it get away. And sometimes...
How does something evolve to do that?
Who knows?
Selena, we know that coral is very susceptible to changes in climate and its environment. How do the changes manifest themselves? Is there something we can see?
The main change, if you have warmer than usual water temperature, is that the corals will what we call bleach. So if we look at this piece, see this branch is really pale through, or these branches are really pale. If we turn it over, this is the colour we'd expect it to be.
I've heard coral described as the canary in the coal mine. It offers us a warning.
Yes, in 1998 we lost 16% of the world's corals in one bleaching event.
16%?
Yes.
You have no doubt that this is down to temperature change?
I have no doubt at all, no. I'm convinced of that. I can't think of any coral scientists who wouldn't make that statement, not a single one. If we want coral reefs for future generations, we have to act quickly. We have to reduce emissions globally, and we have to reduce them a great deal. We're seeing big bleaching events with, so far, a very small increase in temperature. I don't think that we can say, well, we'll aim for 3-degree increase this century, or even a 2-degree increase this century. If we do have that as our aim, we're aiming to lose these environments.
The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change is predicting catastrophic mortality for the Great Barrier Reef before the end of this century, unless climate change can be slowed. I crossed this vast continent, expecting to find insular communities isolated from the rest of the world. But the issues I've seen here don't speak of isolation. Their resonance is global. I've really enjoyed travelling across Australia. It's an amazing country, and the people, to a person, have been welcoming and generous with their time. I can only hope we have as much excitement on the next leg of our trip as we head east to South America. Next time on Tropic of Capricorn, I'll be crossing the driest desert in the world and the high Andes Mountains. I'll be trying to round up some of the shyest animals on the planet. Can you please stand still? And visiting one of the world's most anarchic border towns. It's crazy here. To find out more about the journey, visit our website.
From the glitzy showbiz gardens of Hollywood to green havens snatched from derelict land on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, Monty Don's in the USA for Around the World in 80 Gardens. Next.